Listen, if you're looking for a new online side hustle that you can start right now, this video is made for you. In this video, I will show you what domain flipping is and the exact method I use on expireddomains.net to find expired domains that you can flip for a profit. So in case you don't know, a domain name is like the home address of a website. At the very beginning, if you wanted to go on a website, you had to type a bunch of numbers instead of just a domain name. So let's say you wanted to go on Google, instead of typing google.com, you had to type this. So this was really inconvenient, and a bunch of smart people gathered and tried to find a solution for that. So they created a domain name system, which allows you to just type in a domain instead of typing the entire IP address of a website in order to access it. So let's take the Google domain name. So when we click on the URL, we can see that we have a bunch of parts, a bunch of sections in the domain name, and basically this HTTPS is the protocol. Then you have www, which is a subdomain of Google. Then you have the label Google, and then you have .com, which is basically the top level domain. So now you're probably thinking, who cares? How do I even make money off of that? And domain names are actually pretty similar to NFTs. And if you take 1 second to think about how much money people made from NFTs, you understand that domain names which are actually useful can be extremely profitable, and you can make a lot of money from that. Big companies are ready to pay millions just for a domain name. So let me give you an example. Did you know that the domain name cars.com was sold for a staggering $870 million US? And then you have a bunch of startups that also want specific domain names that are tailored to their branding, etc. So in this video, I will show you how to leverage expired domain names to find expired and close out domain names, to buy them, and then flip them for a profit. First of all, you want to sign up and create an account. I already have mine, so I'll just log in. I will focus on GoDaddy for this video, but if you want to see more marketplaces, comment down below. So you're gonna go to marketplace domains, go on GoDaddy, and then you see that there are a bunch of categories. What we want is GoDaddy closeout domains. And then here you have a bunch of domain names that are for sales, that are expired, and the most expensive ones will be at 50 USD max. So as you can see, there are 10,000 pages of domain names. And of course, you are not going to manually check all of these domains. So what you want to do is go on show filters, and then we're going to put a bunch of filters that will narrow down the domain names to only show us the best domain names. So first of all, you need to check no numbers, no hyphens. Then you go in additional, and then here you're gonna check .com to only show the .com TLDs. Then after that, you're going to go here, you're going to type 10 here and 15 here. So this is the total number of all the domain names that either start or ends with the domain name we are searching for. And this is just the number of other TLDs that are registered for this domain name. So for example, .biz, .org, .us, .eu, etc. So then you're gonna go down, scroll down and click apply filter. So as you can see, there are only 4 domain names for now, because the good domain names get sold really fast and you have to be fast to get them. And a lot of new domain names are added here every day. So you need to check this every few and then in order to get the best domain names. So this domain name is actually pretty good for only $30. You can see the valuation here, but the valuation is not really always accurate, so I would not put too much focus onto that. And once you find the domain name that you want, you're just gonna click on it. It's gonna redirect you to the GoDaddy website, and then from now on you can just add to cart and then pay for it. So you are going to pay a fixed price for the domain name, and then you are going to pay fees for the domain name transfer. The domain protection is not really useful, to be honest, as long as your account is secured. So I just showed you how to find expired domain names that you can flip. Now we will talk about GoDaddy auctions. So you're going to click on GoDaddy, you go on GoDaddy auctions with bids. Very important for this one, if you want to bid on domain names, you need a GoDaddy auction membership. This is gonna cost you around $5 a year, which is really nothing, and then you're gonna be able to bid on each domain names. So same, you apply your filters. This is already applied, so just click on apply filters, and now you get a bunch of domains. So you get more domains because this is the step every domain has to go through before going into expired domain names category. So here I'm gonna sort them by price, just to see the most expensive domains that are currently on auction. And the first one is there's an auction of 19,250 USD, asleep.com, which is a really good domain name. Maybe companies that are selling mattress or things like that can be interested in this domain name. So back to expireddomains.net. Of course, we're not gonna bid on that unless you have the money. But this is really risky, even though this domain is actually pretty good, and I think that this is a good price and that I would be ready to put some bids on it. It's ending in 4 days, so it surely is gonna rise even further in price. So instead of sorting by price, we're gonna sort by valuation. So what you're looking for is a domain name that has a high valuation but has low bids. For example, this one. However, most of them just got listed on GoDaddy auction, and this is why the bids are really low. As you can see, this domain just got listed 2.5 hours ago. So you can find domain names that are just got listed, and maybe you can snatch some good ones here. But the most efficient ways to win auctions is by sorting by end time here. And what you're looking for here is a domain name that has a low bid price and that has a lot of potential. This is up to you. For example, Linlow, I don't really understand what Lin would mean. However, it is still a really short domain name that have a lot of branding potential for a law firm, for example. What you want to find are domain names that businesses want to buy. For example, diving schools or a website that sells diving gears can be very interested in divedeeper.com, and they would be willing to spend maybe thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars just for this domain name. And as you can see, the bid price is really low. 82 USD is extremely low. This domain is ending in around 24 hours. And what happens is during the last 5 minutes, if you place a bid or anyone else places a bid, it goes up to 5 minutes again. So the auction really ends after 5 minutes of no bids. You can sometimes get really lucky and get a really good domain name without needing to fight for it the last 5 minutes. This is a really funny domain name because it's related to domain flipping, and it's a domain name that big registrars could be interested in. I'm thinking about Namecheap, GoDaddy, etc. So that's it for this video. I hope you found this video useful, and tell me in the comments if you want to have a video on how to sell these domain names. Happy domain hunting to all. So that's it. Bye guys, good night.